Hi, sunshines. How art thou? How art thou? How art thou? This is a special day today. I could not get up for some reason today. Today was just one of those days where I just couldn't do absolutely anything that I said I was going to do. Nothing. I couldn't do anything. I said I was going to do some more packing and throwing away some stuff. Didn't happen. I said I was going to do some graphing. Didn't happen. I don't know. It was just one of those days where I just could not push myself. I'm always pushing myself to getting up and moving and doing whatever I got to do. And today was just those days. I was just doing everything in slow mode. Okay? Yeah, one of them days before where you just couldn't even push yourself like you usually push yourself. And that was today. Today was that day. So, Toy is gonna be on in a few. Um, she's running a little bit late, stuck in traffic because the weather is really, really, really bad. So, I just pray that she makes it home on time and safe because I didn't know that it was going to be such a bad storm out there today. I thought it was tomorrow, but in different locations there's a storm. So, yeah, she's stuck in that storm. So, just give her some positive vibes so that she can make it home. And yeah, so I'm trying to hide my boxes. I have boxes everywhere to move. I'm like the only thing I really didn't take down was this because I still have a background, I guess. I don't know. I kind of moved over a little bit because of all the boxes. So, what are we going to do today, right? Toy. Toy is going to talk about Toy. Her name is Toy Huff. T-O-I. I thought it was so cute. Toy inspired me. She's also a crafter. She's a crocheter. That's how I met her originally. She crochets. When she crocheted in my group, I don't even know if she did Graphghans or not. I'm pretty sure she did. But she was in my group, Graphghans and Unlimited. I had Graphghans Unlimited, which was a long time ago, and she was in there, and then she moved on to where I'm at now. I never knew that she had the gift. I never knew that she had that gift to do readings. And the people who don't really advertise it, the people who may say it here and there, don't ask you for a dime, those are the people I kind of sort of say, okay, I'm gonna give her a chance because she didn't ask me for no money. I didn't ask her for a reading. She just offered one day. And she was doing it on her live and I saw it and I thought that wow, she's really good. You know, she's helping these people out. And of course I had to get in on the action. And like I told you guys before, she has helped me tremendously. So I figured why not she come on here and talk about some things with you guys. Now, what originally was going to happen was that we were going to talk about our business and what she can do to help you with her vision for your business. I didn't realize that her gift is also to help people and like she's like a mentor with relationships and to guide them almost like Coach K. She gives you the tool that you don't have. And during the pandemic, like I mentioned, I was positive for COVID-19. So she was able to give me certain things that I didn't think I would be able to focus with. And she really didn't even say it to me. Like it was just certain things that I would see her just say on her posts and stuff like that. So she didn't even know that she was even telling me this, or helping me, and she did. A lot of people say I'm strong. A lot of people say that I'm such a strong person and that I am able to take a whole lot and make something positive out of it. I was never like that prior to what I'm doing now. I would be strong, but deep down inside, I would be like crumbling inside, and all of that crumbling came up, and then it just was like a big explosion. So when I started getting myself together and getting some things put into place, I felt like COVID-19 was a big monkey wrench, like smack dead in the middle of all of my flowers. That's how I felt. I felt like, wow, I put all this work into my business, me, my health, losing weight. I was getting better with my RA. I didn't get a lot of flare-ups all the time. I'm getting better. I'm doing good. My birthday hit. I done did a big live telling everybody how much weight I lost because there's a lot of people that didn't see me. So I did the live revealing that. I won a transformation contest. I said, yes, this is amazing. And all of that brought my business better because I was feeling better. I was doing better. I wasn't in a lot of pain. And that made my business better. COVID-19, Miss Rona had to ruin a whole lot of stuff. It took me out. It took me down. So to be in the place where I was and then get hit by Rona, how do you put yourself back? Because still to this day, I'm facing a lot of side effects. I have a lot of side effects from it. I try not to let it get me because I'm still practicing law of attraction. But it's days where I can't function. Like today, like I was saying earlier, like I just could not move. I could not move. I was so achy. I was so out of it, so tired. It was just, I was really like pushing myself, like, get up, Shauna, get up, Shauna. Everything that I said I needed to do today, I really couldn't do. So, what do you do? What do you do when you're in that situation, especially if you've been impacted by the pandemic or COVID-19? A lot of people are saying that COVID-19 is like a basically no one don't want to tell anybody that they had it. Almost like how AIDS was back in the day. You don't want no one to know that because then they look at you like, I don't want to touch you. I don't want to be around you. Let me tell you, I felt that way in the beginning. I didn't want to say anything to anyone because it was like, oh, I felt so ashamed. I felt so horrible. I felt like somebody impacted me with something that it was just so contagious. And it basically is. And I just felt horrible. And I'm like, well, how can I get this when I was so careful? It messes with your mind. It messes with your mind and it makes you go crazy. I would not crochet. I wouldn't crochet for anyone. My orders, and there were some people who were still asking me, "Can you crochet? Can you crochet? Can you do this for me? Can you?" I would say no, or someone would say, "Can you complete my order?" Well, not only can I not get up, not only can I not breathe, I didn't want to do it because no one knew what was going on. No one knew whether or not COVID-19 can go into yarn. And then I had, of course, as always, those scientific people that never went to school who's on your pages telling you, oh, well, COVID-19 has this particle and this particle is going to go right into the yarn and the yarn is in it. Like, come on. I don't need to hear something like that. I'm not doing it. You don't know what I'm doing in my house. I had to literally put the blankets. I had 2 blankets. I had baby clothes. I had a lot of stuff that I was doing at one time. I had to put them all in a bin, close the bin, and sealed it and did not touch it because I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. So what do you do? What do you do? And then, like, over time, then things started slowing down and people started relaxing more. I was still scared because If you're telling me one thing, but something else is happening, that makes me nervous. If you're telling me that you have to have a temperature, if you have a temperature, a fever or something, you definitely have coronavirus. Let me tell you something, that didn't really happen. And I had it. I couldn't understand when they said you can't get it again, but I think you could. You could get it again. And it was just so many things I didn't know what to do. Should I pursue my business? Should I put it on hold? Should I? I didn't know. Toy can answer those questions for you. I don't know if you want to come out and say, I had it, your friend had it, your family member had it, your parents had it. I don't know. But in order to progress and to move on and to get where you need to go with your business, you need to heal you. You need to heal yourself and make sure that you are good. Because if you're not good, your business is not going to be good. I learned the hard way. I learned that my progression with my RA was making it hard for me to progress in my business. My RA was taking over my body, but what I had to do was take over the RA. And I had to do that. And I did that. And then Rona came. So Miss Rona is bipolar. Miss Rona came in and attacked my body. But not only did she attack my body, she attacked the autoimmune disorder that I have. So the autoimmune disorder is already disordered. So the autoimmune was trying to fight. My body fights itself all the time. My body fights itself all the time. And this is exactly why they say people who have certain diseases or disorders should not get this. Well, tell the person who gave it to me that then. This was back in March too. I had it in March, like when it first happened. I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey, right here, next door to the epicenter of COVID-19 back in March. So it was evident. It was evident. It was like, by the time they were saying, don't do this, don't do that, it was like, boom, it was too late. So what do you do? What do you do after that? How can someone who have an autoimmune disorder progress? And bad asthma, so bad that it was to the point like we all had to take asthma medicine every single day. You couldn't get to your doctor. The doctor didn't want you in there, so you couldn't get to your doctor. I just need to understand, what do I do? So I do have a lot of questions I want to ask Toy when she comes on. When she comes on, I want to know, like, what else can I do? There's still some days that I feel out of it, like today. And I was pushing myself and still it was like I'm so sluggish. Even all the way up to the very last minute of this video, when I looked at the time and it was like 6:50, I was like, oh, I gotta do this. Like, really, like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just put this shirt on. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep my head wrapped up. It don't matter. Like, really, I was like, it don't matter. And then I was like, Shauna, get it together. Get it together. So I want Toy to explain that to me. I don't know if that is going to coincide with her visions, because I do know for a fact that when she talks to me, or you or whoever, sometimes our ancestors come up and say something. So this is another reason why I said I don't want to make it all about asking questions and trying to get answers to something. It could be a simple question as to how do I get customers, and something else comes up. I am just going to say, keep an open mind. And whatever happens, happens. I am going to say I will never have anyone on here if I didn't trust them, if I didn't believe in them, if I didn't make it to where I wanted the best for you guys. I mean, I have a bunch of people who ask to come on here and, oh, let's collaborate, let's do this, let's do that, and I don't always say yes. because I don't want someone on here. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're gonna say. I don't want that to happen. I'm very like protective over my surroundings, my supporters. So to have her on here, I'm very protective. There was another lady who was going to do psychic readings, nothing but psychic readings. And I wondered why? Why is she doing this? I don't know. And I had no idea why she wanted to do it at all. Then I was thinking like maybe she's trying to do it because she's trying to get out. She's trying to use me to get out, maybe being an opportunist, but I don't even know if she could do a reading. I had no idea, but Toy can do a reading. I witnessed it, and I have not just witnessed it recently. Like for the past 2-3 years, people that I talk to on like a daily basis are now her friends. Like they talk to her more than me now. Like that's how good she is. She has that um personable, like she's very fun, but not the person that you have to watch what you say around her. Now, what I do get is, oh my God, who's gonna come out now? Who's around me now that she can see? Like that's what I think. Like, is it gonna be my grandma, my grandpa? Like I'm thinking like who else is gonna come out because she made me crazy one day when she was like saying, "Are you crazy?" She was like, "It's this lady standing up right here in front of me with all this, with this head wrap, and she has a wooden spoon, and she's got this, West Indian accent, and she's saying, um, you're crazy if you want to have a baby." And I'm like, hold up, what? Wait a minute, what? Yeah, she said this lady that she described. I had to talk to my mom. I had to be like, what? Who's this lady? It was my great grandma, my great grandma, who's been gone since the 80s. And she came, and I was like, what? So you never know. Like I said, a lot of people are skeptical, and there's some people that just don't believe in it at all for religious reasons. I respect that. I just asked no one put any derogatory comments because my ladies are on point. They will block you. I'm sorry, but we're all grown. You have the right to listen. You have the right to not say anything. You have the right to say something, but I'm asking to just respect everybody's right, and to respect the fact that some people just want to know. And it did not harm me. At all whatsoever. It actually helped me. It actually made me want to um be more around her, and to be in that spotlight. So let me just make sure, where she at? Is she okay? Because I know it's a bad storm out there, and we were just talking not too long ago, and she kept saying, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm so sorry. But do you guys have your questions ready? Like, don't you know how when somebody come on, then all of a sudden you're like, I don't I don't remember. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, that happens too. That happens. It happens to me all the time because it's like my mind is like, I had so many questions. Now I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But let me say hi to you guys. Hi, Gigi. Hey, Nat. Disha and Dory and Sherry. Oh my gosh, you guys are always supporting Charlie, Cheryl, Vivian, Special Crafts, and more. I love you. Amanda. Hey, Ja. Yolanda. Oh, that's my cousin. Wait, that's my cousin? Hold up. Wait a minute. Yolanda and Nicole. Hey, I didn't even know you guys was even watching. I'm just gonna text her real quick. Yeah. So, yeah, I just can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear her how she explains certain things. I'm just really, I want to know about this whole COVID-19 stuff though. I really do. She's setting them now. She home, y'all. She home, y'all. Hey. Yeah, she home. She said she's setting up now. She had to go get her hair done for y'all. She had to get her hair done for y'all. But yeah, get your questions and wait until you hear this. But I really want to know about this COVID-19. Like, I really want to know, because around now there's a lot of um grants and stuff coming out, but it's only for those who have legit businesses, and then some of them have like restrictions and stuff like that. But yeah, I really want to know, how long is this gonna last? And I want to know, is it really gonna affect us next year? Is it gonna affect us later on this year? Like, I want to know so I can prepare. I really want to know. I want to know. I want to know. So COVID-19 put me down, but in the midst of the storm, believe me, there was a sunshine, a ray coming through, because I was still buying yarn, and I did make myself an outfit, even though it took me a longer time. It took me longer than I would have if I was better. It did, because I was pushing myself. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe, so I had to keep stopping. And then at the time I was doing a video, that don't rush video. Who does a what is it? Don't rush video while they have COVID-19 and can't breathe? Me, because I'm always pushing myself to do things. I promised a bunch of ladies that we were going to do it. I didn't want to let them down. Even though they knew I was sick, I still didn't want to do it. I didn't want to let them down. So I did. I did the video. No one even knew that I was sick in the video, but I was sick. Like, we had to keep stopping. My boys were like recording it for me, and we had to keep stopping because I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand up too long. It was just a mess. It was a mess. And the fact that you have to go through that, and if you have to go through that again, if I had to ever go through that again, oh, I am not even going to speak it to existence, because that is rough. That was rough. It was very, very rough. And I'm still, to this day, have side effects. The side effects that I have is still like not able to breathe, not able to like, sometimes I still get like pain in my chest sometimes. Asthma, it just keeps coming. So it's a difference. I can't explain the difference, but imagine not being able, like, if you're running and you can't catch your breath. So you're running and you're running so fast, so fast, so fast, and you can't catch your breath, but your lungs is still, able to, you're able to breathe because your lungs is okay, but you're out of breath because your heart is beating so, so, so fast. It's almost like your oxygen is just trying to get through your body so, so quick. You're like, and you're like, you can't breathe because you're trying to catch your breath. And when I was talking, I literally was talking like that. I was like, I had to keep doing that. It's the difference. So that is how I felt. But then, on the other hand, I felt like I couldn't breathe because it felt like I was having an asthma attack, to the point where it felt like you was breathing through a straw. So it was two different things. And that's what I had told the health department, because of course they call all the time. So I'm telling the health department this, and they were like, yeah, that's what everybody's saying. So why you're not saying this? If everybody's saying these things, why is that not out? Because there's a difference. When you're saying you can't breathe and you're having an asthma attack, it's a difference. And I can't even explain the difference, but they should. Because I honestly, if I would have went to the hospital, I think they would have kept me. I had prayer every single day, though. I couldn't sleep. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, like, I cannot hang up because I can't breathe. You got to stay on the phone with me. I was scared to go to the hospital because I was scared if I go to the hospital, he's going to keep me and I wasn't going to come out. So I was like, I'm just not going. I'm not going. And then you hear horror stories. I'm not going there. I'm not going to no hospital, even though I got yelled at. You need to go to the hospital. No, I think I'm better off home. That's what I said. Like, I'm serious. I thought I was better off home. So if you think about it, I was stupid, because that was why so many people passed. So many people died, and in their house, because they was doing exactly what I did, because they were scared. No one was there to tell me these things, though. I had a hotline number in my city, and calling a hotline number was just like calling my Eli, my 11-year-old Eli. That's how it was calling that hotline. It was like, oh, wow, did you call your doctor? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Why am I calling this hotline? Because I was like, should I go to the hospital? Well, yeah, if you feel like you have to go, go, honey, go. Go to the hospital. And I'm like, huh? Like, what? Okay, so should I call my doctor again? Like, it was just a lot of uncertainty. And I understand they didn't know a lot either. But if you're going to put somebody on a hotline, put somebody with a little bit more common sense or some type of medical background or something. I don't know. Like, I'm scared. I didn't know what to do. And that's why I believe a lot of us passed. A lot of us passed because we didn't have those resources. We didn't know anything. Absolutely anything. So why do you feel that now many people are not dying? Like, the death rates are not as like how it was in the beginning? Very interesting, right? Very interesting. I don't know. I don't even want to know anymore. I just want to know about my business. What is my business going to do? I want to know. I want to know, how can I move on and succeed with my business, knowing that this is going to be the whole norm. This is going to be the new norm. So should I do something different with my yarn? Should I do this whole routine of sanitizing all the time? Like, I have all this stuff just sitting here sanitizing everything because I don't want to give anybody anything, even though I did 4 tests and still negative, but I still don't want anything to happen, and especially on my watch. I don't want that to happen. So I spray everything down, washing everything. I want to know how much longer is this something I have to do for the rest of my life? Like, I just want to know these things because I think that it's very important for our customers that we are cautious, that we are going to basically have the care. It was not all about the money. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's not about the money. It's about product quality and for you to be happy. And with this COVID-19, is that what's happening? Like, I want to know, have anyone changed their habits? Because I do know some people that will not order from some people. Some business owners may have lost customers because they were scared. I myself didn't lose. I actually gained, if that makes sense. I gained more customers during the pandemic. I gained a lot more customers during the pandemic. I don't know if that's because Black Lives Matter. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it is what it is. Hello, hello, hello. How art thou?
Hola, ¿cómo está? Oh, your hair is gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm grown now, right? I just did it.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. It has been forever. It is.
Forever.
It is.
Can I just interrupt and say I am so thankful that you made it through.
Ah,
I am. You are a beacon of light in life, and you mean a lot to everyone. And it's like, I would have cried hard if something would have happened to you for real. Like, I was really upset when we found out you had the diagnosis and everything that you were going through. Because although we haven't physically met, you do mean a lot to me. So I appreciate
you.
Like, thank you for making it. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Thank him, right?
Right? Like, thank God for letting us make it. Hey, y'all. Look.
Yeah, so this is Toy. This is my girl. I was talking about you, and I was saying how much like I appreciate you and how much you helped me because you said this was gonna happen before I even knew anything about this. For real, like I'm like, I don't know what she talking about. I was saying I don't know what Toy talking about, but whatever.
She crazy. She don't know what she's talking about.
And then this happened.
You know, and it's crazy to me, like sometimes when you see things, you don't understand how they're going to come together, but then they come together.
Yeah.
And oftentimes what happens is we have an idea of, okay, first, our thoughts become things. So when we say, this is what I want, we put it in the universe. We basically send our prayer up to God. We send up our smoke signal. We say, this is what I want. And he's like, all right, child, I got you. And then when we're trying to figure out how it's going to happen, he looking at us like we crazy. And then next thing you know, we be sitting on YouTube like, yeah, this. Oh, I forgot the other step. We seek counsel in somebody else. Hey,
I did. Yeah.
how is this going to happen? You know, and for me, it's been an interesting journey. I mean, like, even where I am business wise and, you know, personally, it's like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
So, okay.
So introduce yourself.
Hold on. Okay, so I just got my hair twisted. So it's doing what it wants.
Yeah, see, I love it. I love your natural hair.
Listen, I have not previewed my sister locks to anyone, so y'all are first for that.
Oh, wow. I really want them too. I want sister locks. I'm doing the fake thing because I want that.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, this is so liberating.
I know.
I love it. And then the girl who did it for a very, very, very reasonable price. She's in Atlanta. I highly recommend her. Like, her price was worth a plane ticket and her price.
Because I know sister locks is like $1,000. Like, they are like $1,000. So,
but let me tell you. So I flew to Philly last week. Philly is $26 round trip to Atlanta right now.
It is?
Mm-hmm. With her price plus that plane ticket in a hotel room overnight, it's still less than 20% of that $1,000.
Get out of here. How about we need to talk after you finish?
I promise you. And I will only allow people in my head where I trust their spirit.
Right.
And especially when it's something like this, where, like, one of the things is your hair holds memories. And oftentimes, you know how they say when a woman changes her life drastically, she cuts her hair off. That's because it's like it holds the memories of some of the things that you've been through, and it's time to let it go. And like, for me, a lot of what I'm going through right now, I wanted to act right, is standing my truth and owning who I am and what I am. Because here's my introduction. When I first came out, I came out as a psychic. Then I kind of got pushed into this whole thing of, you're not a psychic, you're a prophet. You're not this, but that was because it made everybody else more comfortable.
Yeah.
And here recently, I've been working on, who am I? You know, what am I supposed to be doing? Where am I? Who am I? And so when Spirit God has been really working with me, and it's like, you're a spiritual leader. And that's what I am. I'm a spiritual leader. And what I do is I'm basically a tour guide around of your spiritual growth, helping you create the life you want, the life that you desire, and also breaking cycles and overcoming barriers and obstacles that keep you from having the life you want. So today we were going to talk about life after COVID. Hold on, somebody is talking about. Oh, I'm trying not to look at comments because I'll get distracted.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. We got that part. Don't worry about that part.
Okay, I'm gonna put the private chat on. I'm just gonna turn the comments off. I love y'all. Hey y'all. I'll talk to y'all in a minute, because if I don't, I'm gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Spirit has been working with me on even before COVID was getting back into the grounding of who I am, not only as a mother, a partner, a wife, a sister, a daughter, but as a woman. Mm-hmm. And so for me, what has happened over the last, September?
Just about, yeah.
The last year has been almost devastating. Devastating. Like, I lost two of the closest people to me. I lost my cousin, and then I lost my mother, and then I went through an eviction. So as a single mother who's raised a 25-year-old, I got a 3-year-old grandchild. I've never been evicted. It was a blow to who I was, and not just my ego, but my name.
Yeah.
Like before I hopped on with y'all, I'm over here having a fit. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm this transparent. This is just who I am.
Yeah, that's how I am. Yeah.
The whole time, like, I'm having a fit because in my business, I don't show up late. I don't not show up, and I don't show up raggedy or half-assed. Excuse my language. I show up, and I show up in completion, you know? And
yeah, you do.
To serve.
Yeah.
So for me, and this was, I guess, one of the spirits shake me up to show me, like, look, if you're gonna do it, but you still gonna do it, you know? And this is kind of what has happened in life, where life has basically knocked us all off our square. And for us as strong, I'm gonna say strong Black women, but even there has been some strong white women. There's been as strong women, we have been through so much.
Yeah.
Because when all of this happened, and you know it, even sitting over there with COVID, not being able to breathe, you were still making sure your boys had a roof over their head, clothes over their back, food in their belly.
I did.
And as much as you could, you still nurtured them. This has taken the wind out of us. It's taken the wind out of us a lot of because we had to be everything for everybody else, and nobody was being anything for us. And so, and I say that, I don't say that as there wasn't people who loved us that was around us, but we were pouring out and we weren't getting fully replenished because we were looking at, okay, I'm not making money the way I need to. I don't have everything that I need. Okay, I can't get hand sanitizer because ain't none at the store. So that feels defeating. I can't get Clorox wipes. I can't do this. And it was a lot of can'ts that we didn't have any control over. Because as women, we provide for our family. We make sure they have what they need. We keep them safe. You know, we instill values. We instill morals. And then all of this shook up everything.
Especially when you're the person that's like in control all the time. And then like you have no control. Like all that control was taken from me. I was so like, I was out of whack. I didn't know what to do.
Right. You couldn't even feed yourself.
I couldn't.
How you gonna make your own food? You can't even. You can't.
I couldn't. I spent that stimulus check on food every single day. We had to eat out every day. I couldn't cook. I couldn't even go to the store to get anything. I didn't have anyone to do it for us. I had to spend that whole stimulus check on food. And then for them to argue over it now is really like, I feel like a smack in the face. But yeah, it's a lot of things this pandemic put me in that was a low. But I think a lot of great things are happening that I'm trying to, you know, focus on that part and not the stuff that's down here.
And I think, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, I believe that's why, and it may sound strange, but I believe that's why a lot of it happened to me a little sooner than everybody else. Like my cousin, who was like my brother, he died right before Labor Day or right after Labor Day, suddenly, on the of a heart attack, and that was worse than losing my sister because we were super close. My sister died a while ago. Then after that, it was the eviction. Now, my cousin, whatever you want to call him, would have been the one that would have supported me through the eviction. Not necessarily financially, but just to have somebody to talk to breathe back into me. And so the eviction, we end up moving into where we are now, January 18th. And then 2 weeks later, my mother died.
Dang.
Right. So it was just like, I go home from my mother's funeral, and I'll say it this way, I believe my mother died from COVID. She had this cough, and she couldn't breathe. She was on dialysis. Like she had, her immune system was compromised because she was older, my mama was cantankerous, okay? She was holding on. So I'm glad she didn't have to go through the hard part of it, But the cough, the wheezing, the not being able to breathe, they didn't know where the cough came from. They didn't know how to get rid of it. They giving her cough syrup, antibiotics, nothing could take it away. And she's gone. So I go home for her funeral and trying to deal with everything else. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, you got to get back home. You got to get back home. You know, I'm being the great partner. We need help with this. We need you here for that. I want you home. And it's like, okay, well, my son can handle everything. My niece can handle everything. You know, everything will be okay. I left. I came back to Atlanta from Ohio. And then we had the quarantine. So everything kind of got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And that time was a real eye-opener because you don't get to know folks until you stuck in a house with them 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, when you get an hour away to go to Walmart and you just like,
that was the best time ever. Yes.
There,
I wish I could have. I couldn't even do that, but yeah.
But it was just, oh my God. So I say all this to say, everybody else started around March. I started around September of last year with all the blows and the blows. And I mean, I could tell y'all the details of all of them, but it don't make a hill of beans. Because it was like, at this point, I'm like, all right, Lord, how are we going to fix this? And because 2020, and I'm going to do a live on this soon, 2020 was the year of clear vision. And
like, everybody keeps saying that.
Let me finish. Clear vision, perfect vision. The one thing that people didn't understand was what it was going to take to clearly see everything you needed to see.
Yes.
So we had the shootings, the killings that brought out racism. We had COVID that brought out racism, judgment, and everything else. Because even now, you can see people who aren't, and I want to say people who aren't willing to just kind of go along. Some things you got to go along with. In the beginning, I was an anti-masker. I don't feel like wearing a mask. Ain't nobody out here, I'm not wearing a mask. Now I'm like, you need a mask. Like, you need to put a mask on. But it was one of those things to where it was like, when you realize how big it truly is and how much it is affecting, because I don't care what people say, how it happened, when it happened, the deaths of it and the effects of it was real. Mm-hmm. You know, and there are people out there who are working, who are essential workers, even if it's the Walmart lady, the pharmacy lady, a nurse, or whoever, who have to be exposed to this. And if you want to go out, cover yourself up. If you're not going out, if you're not going to cover yourself up to protect yourself, protect everybody else. Do that much. So now I'm going to put your mask on, hand sand wherever you go. Like, I'm like, hand sand, hand sand. I even got my grandbaby go, rub, 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 rub. Aww. Because it's important to see that we care not about just ourselves, but also each other.
Yeah.
So I say all of this to bring it around to, I was like, all right, Lord, how are we going to fix this? Because my whole life been shook up. You know, it's like, not only have all of us have lost someone. If we didn't lose someone directly related to us, we lost someone close to us, or someone close to us lost someone. So the effects of that has affected us. Mm-hmm. Financially, we all have been hit. I miss Kroger's 4-day sales. I miss getting sale, being able to, you know, finagle your food allowance to make it stretch longer because things are on sale. Now we don't have that anymore. You know, there's so many things that was affected by this. People who lost their jobs, who aren't working. You know, you had unemployment for a little while and you was getting extra money. Then they cut that. Yep. Like you said, this check. They did a stimulus check. Oh, excuse me. They did a stimulus check. And even if you got the maximum of the stimulus check, that was just enough money to pay your rent. If your rent and your utility bills, in order for you to be able to survive for what? The quarantine? But after the quarantine, then your job is gone. And after your job is gone, okay, they said they're not going to file for eviction. But as soon as they lift that, then they're filing for eviction. And you got to try to figure out how to catch up. Then you homeless.
Yep.
You're depressed.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, thank God I didn't have to go through none of that.
Right.
But I am in a situation where I have to move, and the process of moving is taking a whole long time because of the whole pandemic. It's like you don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. It's like, oh my gosh, it's very stressful. And then what I was saying before you even came on that I really wanted to talk about is I was scared to crochet during COVID-19, Miss Rona, because she was bipolar, girl. She was bipolar. One day I was good, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I can't move. I'm dead, sleepy, and then my mom and my sisters, they be like, oh, you look good. You look good. I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I could breathe and everything. The next minute I couldn't even get up out the bed. Yeah. So, and still I have those days. Like today was a kind of a real lagging day. But my thing is, I was so scared to crochet. I put them in bins because I didn't know what was happening. Nobody didn't know. And you get all these horror stories about it could be on surfaces and stuff like that. And I'm like, now, of course I'm negative 4 times I tested. But I know, right? But how can I still focus on my business thinking, okay, like this is something we're gonna have to live with for a while. So do I need to keep sanitizing everything, keep putting everything in like separate baggies and closing it up? And like it's a process for all business. All businesses have to have a really huge process in order to serve others. I don't know. Because everybody's so up in the air. I don't know.
And I know, like for me, I got to the point where, and I try not to think about it as much because my thought is, okay, we have on masks, but let's say, like, I saw somebody cough in their hand. Pull your mask down, cough, cover your mouth, put your mask back up, and you go through the store touching stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, or you got the little germy kids walking around with no mask on. And they going around and they touching stuff, or they sneezing and slobbing all over the place.
Exactly. And that age group of they know-it-alls, those know-it-alls, the Gen Zs, that's how I got it. But yeah, that age group, yeah. Not Eli group, the other ones, the know-it-alls, the so-called adults.
I'm grown. I'm grown. I do what I want.
I'm grown. Yeah, I'm grown. Yeah, that's yeah, You want to strangle them? Like, come on. You gonna get a pandemic tattoo? Really? You gonna get a pandemic tattoo? Like, yeah. Sorry, I was venting.
That's okay. I got to the point where I stopped trying to figure it out because, like we said, you cough, you sneeze, you touch. Then if it lives on that surface, like I read somewhere an article that said in cruise ships that have been shut down for over 6 months, they still found the virus alive. So you're going to tell me that I could touch something that somebody touched in the store and then potentially, ain't no telling when they touched it, because people don't go around the store cleaning the items that people have touched. So if you touch a piece of meat and then I touch a piece of meat, the packet of meat, and it's on the surface, or if I put it in my cart and then it touched something else, you know what I mean? It's almost right. So I had to get to the point where, one, I couldn't think about it that hard because it's the song that doesn't end. And I'm sorry, I love y'all, but I don't trust the vaccine. I don't. I don't trust it. I have no medical degree and I'm not a medical professional, and I will not tell you what to do or not to do with your body. I just don't trust it. So I do feel like our best defense is a good offense, but to also know our thoughts become things. Like we can't get so caught up and worried and afraid of getting it that we manifest it within our body. Like, I don't see anything wrong. Like, if I crochet something for someone, out of respect, I'm going to wash it and put it right in a bag and seal it, and let them know it was clean, yada, yada, yada. Now, 9 times out of 10, most people should be doing that anyway. Because I promise you didn't sit in one place and do that. And if you did, you still, come on now. Let's be mindful of, how we care for each other. So yeah, if I'm making something for somebody, I'll wash it, and then even if, like for me, I have allergies. Allergy season come. I think I rubbed my nose a couple times. Like, I'm going to rub my nose. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be mindful of that. And I usually keep hand sanitizer around. I'm so thankful my skin ain't dried out and cracked and peeled.
Me too. And all this, I have the spray because it's like a habit. When I pick up my stuff, I spray it and then I crochet. And then I have also it's the spray. I have a video and stuff on it, but it's like a routine. This is crazy. But it's like a routine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Shanna, do I really have to do this? But yeah.
So, like, one of the things that I got with taking our life back is to not manifest it within our life. Like, one of my posts said the other day, I'm not afraid of Rona, but I respect it. I respect it. I understand that it's real, but I'm not going to live in fear of you, because when you live in fear, it's almost like a bully chasing you down. Eventually, you're going to get tired of running and it's going to catch you.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
So we have to remove the fear, respect it, and do what we need to do. Just like you said, you got your routine for when you crochet. Like, even when I get in the car, hand sand, get out the car, hand sand. Like, somebody asked me, well, what do you do with your steering wheel? I'm like, well, my hands is usually still wet, so I just kind of rub it around the steering wheel. Call me gross if you want to, but it's still,
You're so silly.
But it's like, we have to get to a point where some of these things have to become commonplace. Even with washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. That's something that shouldn't have been.
You have to do anyway. Yeah.
Tell people, wash your hands.
Yeah.
Wash your hands
yeah.
to the refrigerator. Wash your hands when you come in the house from outside. I got the 5 little ones here. When they go out to play, when you come inside, you go wash your hands and don't sit on the furniture. Y'all been outside playing. How about we go? And then if they've been outside playing, 9 times out of 10 is wash your hands, don't sit on the furniture, sit down, and then we're dividing kids up for baths. 2 boys in there, 2, you know what I mean? Like 2 girls in there. Like, that's what we doing. Get them in their pajamas, then y'all can go sit on the couch, watch TV. But we have to get to a place where we're normalizing, I don't want to say being clean, but being clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is like the basic. Then the second part of it is, I'm trying to think of how to say this, taking back our power. This virus has taken over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kids can't go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Mother, your kids can't go to school. You can't go to work. If they can't go to school and they can't go to daycare, because if they can go to daycare, they can go to school. What do you do? Because even with that, a lot of times, even if you work at home, you don't have the time. When spirits start moving, I start belching. That's how I move energy. So I'm sorry.
I actually noticed from before. I noticed. That's why it's I know.
And I think a new one is my nose running too, because my nose ain't ran all day.
Oh wow, for real?
Yeah, and it's not a real big drippy run. You ain't got no fish to give me. It's not.
I would say like.
It don't even feel like it's running. It just feels like it's running, but it's not like I'm not getting anything. Otherwise, I'll be like, I'm so weird, y'all. If I start crying hard, I gotta have 2 tissues, one for my eyes and one for my nose.
Aww.
Now, the eyes one can go to the nose, but you can't go back.
No, yeah. You're so silly. You're so silly.
So I'm a little OCD, just a little bit in weird ways. Okay, so we have to take our power back. Let me get focused. And one of the ways to take our power back is to, I guess it's gonna sound easy, but to pick our battles. It's hard when you know that your kids have to do schoolwork and they have to be on at a certain time, and you feel like you're out of control because these people are telling you when you got to log on, when they got to log off, and what you got to do in your house. And it's almost like we want our kids to have an education. We want the best for them. But sometimes the best for them is just to know that they got a mama that's sane. And if they have to miss a day of logging on, then they need to go rest and chill out. And you need to rest and chill out too. So it's almost one of the things to where it's almost like, I hate to say conform, but not conform. We just have to learn to pick our battles. And sometimes part of that is to create a routine. And the first routine has to be self-care and take care of ourselves and identifying what our needs are. Because our kids are going to be okay. Nobody will be in jail. Can't nobody find you. Because I promise you, everybody can't afford a computer for their kids.
No. Or internet. Right.
And, like, even now, our internet service is sucking. Because it's almost like everybody got on internet. Well, our internet was jacked up before. Like right before the quarantine happened. It just like went out in half the apartment. Like the back half don't get nothing. The front half is so it kind of jacked us up anyway. But you can only do what you can only do. And we have to learn our limitations, not according to what everyone else believes, but what you feel within yourself, and not feel bad about it.
Right.
You know, it's like if our kids need to catch up on homework, they can catch up on homework. They can catch up on schoolwork, but what you can't catch up on is your rest or your health or, you know, where you are or what you need to do. Or even like some of the goals you need to accomplish. If you got a meeting or something to go to and that kid needs to sit on that at that classroom, they may not make it today.
Right.
Everybody got to understand in these times. All right. Well, I have any questions? You got something to say?
You do have questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna highlight them for you.
Oh gosh. Can I listen? I'll be having questions that sometimes others have been done.
Oh no, that's not a question.
Okay, so how long do you usually stay on?
I'm on here for like 2 hours.
Oh, you've been on here for a while.
I'll be on here for a while. Yeah. Nobody wants me to leave sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I gotta go. I got to go. But you guys, if you have a question, just put a couple of like what you call it, like exclamation points or something on it, so I know it's a question and not just a comment. And that'd be awesome. But I just wanted to say thank you for coming up on here, because I've been trying to get Miss Toy for the longest, right? I have. Do you know it's been exactly 1 year since you was in my group?
Really?
1 year. The last year was August, I think August 9th.
Oh my God, this year, that was right before the rug got pulled from under me. So you kind of understand where I've been.
I understand now.
And I am so excited. Okay. Denise said, can the question be on anything? I'm going to ask this. I'm just going to ask that we keep the questions around our business or around around our business, and outside of our personal life and love life. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all honestly, I hate doing relationship readings because y'all know what they doing. Y'all already know. You don't need a prophet, a psychic, a seer, or anything to tell you what them folks do. You already know. Now, you got true information. I can have you pay me, but I'm gonna tell you honestly, all I'm gonna focus on is what you need. Because it's about you. It ain't about them. Let people be who they are.
You know what he doing. Oh, that was funny.
You know. They already know. You wouldn't be asking if you didn't know. So, okay. So Nat says, will I get better with my business? I want to say Natalie. I don't know why I want to say Natalie. You got to get more consistent. And it's like, what's happening is you're having peaks and valleys, and you're like, yay, this is great. Hey, it's not what I wanted to be today. Yay, this is great. And so for you, as with some others, it's not even necessarily about being consistent about working. It's being consistent about who you are as well. Because what's happening is in your peaks and your valleys, you're going through like a depression, and you're like, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not making any money, yada, 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 yada. And then your thoughts become things. So when you get stuck in that rut until you get that next order, then what happens is it's, oh, what am I going to do? It's not happening, yada, yada, yada. So it's like you keep creating more resistance in that. Okay.
Girl. You know her name, Natalie.
No, I didn't.
Her name is Natalie.
And I kept feeling Natalie, and it's funny to me because I try not to assume that things are okay. Who is Diane? Her name's not Diane, is it?
Who? Special Crafts and More?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay, because I just heard Diane. Special Crafts and More. So I want to know about getting customers for my business. All right, have you been looking at like paparazzi and stuff? Because it's like I see you hanging things like jewelry on a board, but it's like, okay, the way I see it is I see you hanging things on the board. It's like a peg board, but then I see you closing it up. So it's almost like people don't know that you're in business. So you can't, one of the things the spirit checked me on is, if you ain't offering nothing for sale, can't nobody buy nothing from you. So are you giving people a complete array of what you have? She said, my name is Christine Lopez. She said, yeah, I hear Diane. I don't know who Diane is. We got a Diane around here? If we do, y'all hop in the comments. All right, who next?
Next one is, here we go.
Will my business pick up? I'm starting to venture out from my norm. Get rid of your nervousness. It feels like what you're planning on doing is a little more risque than usual. And it's like, I see like red lingerie for some reason. But with it, it's like you have the idea of what other people will think. And so because of that, it makes you a little more hesitant. You have to remove that. Y'all, let me tell y'all one thing. What people think about you is not your business. That ain't your business. What people think of what you do or how you do it or even who you are, that's not your business. Your business is what you think about what you do, how you feel about it, and where you are. And when you have the confidence to present it and to be there, then that's when you get the rewards for it. Because when you walk confidently in who you are, you attract people who actually want to be more like you or want to receive from you.
Wow.
Okay, what's next, y'all? Lakeisha, you don't want to. You're holding on to your career because it's stable. Excuse me. And although you love them, you don't really want to. I see it like the way Spirit is showing me is like bubblegum, like stretching. So they're both stretching you. So it's almost like you're going to have to pick one. Not right now, but you're going to have to pick one. And you know that time is coming. Okay, who next?
Wow.
When will things calm down for the kids? Okay, so Amanda, what I see is a lasso. Like, Spirit is like a lasso. And the way I take that is like when you rein things in, because a lot of what's going on is not necessarily about the way I hear it, about, like about not what they're doing, but what's been allowed to happen in their, I don't want to say to them, but what's been allowed to happen in their space. So some of it sounds like it's reactionary more than anything else. So some of it you have to rein in, pull it together, and set your standards on what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to be. Let go of the whole I can't, I don't know how pity thing, because when you stand in your power and you decide what it's going to be and how it's going to be, it has to happen. Speak those things as though they are. Okay.
Wow.
Next.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dorianne. I hate when Spirit does this. Area of focus in business. I hear get focused. You have some decisions to make. It's like a lot of times we have a lot of ideas of things that we want to do. Like right now, I want to make water ice. I love water ice.
Okay.
I just want to make water ice. I want to be a water ice lady. I want to sell water ice.
Alrighty then.
And when y'all see Spirit sit down and look at you like this and say, child, I told you to go do A, B, C, and D, and you want to go sell water ice? Well, that's all fun and dandy, but you need to go get on somewhere and do what you. Yeah, baby, you need to focus.
Wow.
You focus on what.
Oh, that's Nat. She's saying, "Wow, dead on."
Thank you, baby. I was constantly giving and not making me a priority. I am now getting back to my business and growing bougie like me, but I struggle putting myself out there. What can I do differently to grow? Whew. This is a cycle for you. And what happens is, as soon as you get on track, like you get like this and you get right on track and you're going the way you want to, and then somebody comes with their emergency and then whoop, it knocks you off track. This is going to sound really harsh. And I apologize in advance. You have to realize that you're not God and you're not their God, and that anything that they need, they can get it from somewhere else. And it's okay to say no. And that's for everybody. It's okay to say no. And a lot of what's happening is as soon as you make yourself a priority, people look at it as, oh, you think you're better than me, or why you think you this, or you got this going on, you got da 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 da, and you can help me. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't have to help anybody. And if you say no, God has somebody else that can help them, or it's a lesson that they're going through that they need to learn. So when it comes to putting yourself out there, it's basically just the next step that you need to take once you get to the place where it's time. Because you get to that place, and as soon as you get to that place, something else comes up. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm all over the place trying to get started. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you, what do you want to get started with? Because it feels like you're all over the place. And honestly, I will tell you that the first place you have to start is with yourself. You have to start making yourself a priority, taking some time for yourself. I will tell you in a minute, meditate, pray, do whatever you need to do. But you have to make time for you. And then after that, that's when things will start to clearly flow for you as to where and what you need to start.
How about you saw her hanging up jewelry? That's what she. How about that? How about that?
Shania said, can you just give me a general on business? What? This is funny. Okay, I hear I don't know if you know Two Live Crew. What does Two Live? I hear Two Live Crew. Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Don't
Really?
stop. So, Shanita, I'm gonna ask you, what does that mean to you, and then we're gonna come back to you because I don't. I'm just like,
I'm watching for you, Shanita. I'm watching for you.
Denise says, question, is crochet something I need really start to focus on and being really serious about my craft? What do you want? The thing about it is, it's not going to be an instant overnight success. That's not what's going to happen. It's going to take some hard work, and you have to be willing to put in the hard work. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Because if you want to win the lottery, you can go and focus on winning the lottery, and eventually you're going to win. Are you going to win the Mega Millions? How many millions are you going to spend before you win the Mega Millions? Or do you want to work in the business? Because it's not going to come. It's not easy. It's not overnight. Like for me, and I don't know why I'm telling y'all this. For me, I don't generally sell my crochet items. One, because you can't pay me enough. My hands hurt.
Yeah.
I do it out of love. And if I love you enough to do it, and then people don't want to pay for real.
Yeah.
People don't want to pay for it.
Or they don't appreciate it, period. Like if you give it as a gift, they don't keep it up, and yeah.
So it's okay.
Sorry.
Okay. She says, so what do I need to do to get myself up there? Make a decision.
Miss Paparazzi, yeah.
Make a decision. And I'll tell y'all, I am so okay. I'll say it this way: I sold Tupperware, Mary Kay twice, Avon twice, Pampered Chef, and I think something else. I can't even remember. But one of the things that I realized is that they'll tell you, like, okay, for example, Mary Kay, you make a 50% commission. 50% commission, but you got to buy your paperwork, your materials, you got to buy this, you got to buy that, you got to buy bags, you got to buy this, you got to buy that. If you go to a craft fair, you got to set up, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. That 50% commission ends up going down to being like maybe 20%.
Yeah.
Not to mention is your time, your energy, and everything else. So oftentimes we'll get into MLMs feeling like we're going to make a lot of money, and generally by the time we, and I say we because we usually attract the people that we get into it, the market is oversaturated and it's hard to get out there, and they're showing you how easy it is to become a director or become a this or to drive a pink Cadillac, and you like, okay, but when? Okay, but when? Okay, but when? So I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't think you're gonna find the money that you really want in paparazzi, but you have to decide what you really want to do. But you can do, on the same table you sell paparazzi, you can sell dishcloths, crochet dishcloths. On the same table you sell paparazzi, you can sell cloth diaper covers, or even, washable diapers. Like right now, I feel like where we are, especially with COVID, what we're about to go through, or the next wave of whatever is coming, we are going to have more reusable items than disposable items.
How about that? You just gave everybody a way of making some money. Y'all better take that and use it. I'm telling you.
And I don't care if you make it. I mean, and honestly, it's like there are ways to make the inserts for diapers. There's ways to make.
Dang, I ain't even think of that.
Yeah,
Dang.
we have to get there. We got to get there. I mean, even with like, have y'all seen? And I don't know why I'm being shown this. It's like you crochet a pocket washcloth and you put the bar of soap in it and then you scrub with it like it's supposed to save soap or whatever. And then it's like your own individual, yeah.
Don't tell me that. You just told me that.
I mean, and that's pretty much easy to design. Like you can design that out of some cotton and do a pocket and put a bar of soap in it. It's a wash scrubby.
Yes. See, yesterday we got a free pattern. Today we got another free pattern. You guys, this is where to be. This is where to be.
Oh, is it Daisha Jackson? She said, yes, Spot Kids, I have those patterns. Absolutely. I mean, it's like we get stuck on bibs and blankets and stuff like that. And like I started crocheting masks when I'm in Georgia and it was hot. Yeah. It was hot in April. I'm like, Now, come December in Ohio, my baby gonna love to have that crochet double layer mask with a coffee filter on the inside.
You in Ohio now?
No, my other house is in Ohio. Ohio. So I'll be in Ohio next week.
Oh, okay.
Go back and get some more stuff done. Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff we can do. Okay. So Charmaine say, do you see my business starting this year? Okay, y'all. Let's talk about decisions. A lot of times we just have to make a choice to make a step. That's it. And I'm gonna tell y'all, honestly, right now, with the way that the world has shifted and changed, it's a lot easier to get a business license, an LLC, and everything else because you can apply online.
Yep.
There are coaches out here that will charge you thousands of dollars. And I promise you, YouTube University will lay out a lot for you with how to start a business. I love you, but I ain't gonna do it for free. Like I'm not. I can, and she not. She did her work. That's it. Like
you're so silly.
We all have done our work to per se legalize our business, or even to just start making money. A lot of this is also about just showing up and being who you are, because the time that we're moving in, I'm not gonna say there's not gonna be corporations to buy from. There's corporations to buy from, but a lot of things are going to come from relationship. I put out yesterday, I need a skincare regimen. I do, but I don't need 20 steps in 40 products. I don't need it. I need to be able to wash my face, throw on something, and then roll out.
Right.
I need someone who can tell me what's good for my skin. So when it comes to building and growing your business, you have to understand that it's going to take some time. There are some things that are going to be easier. There are some things that are going to be harder. But the first thing it starts with is a decision. Do I see your business starting this year? If you choose to. You ain't got to be a psychic to say that. That's a choice. I'm going to start my business today. And you can go online, click some buttons, and start your business. Now, you have to, and then after that, then you got to start working. You got to start doing your work. Because I can sell all the water ice I want. If I can sell all the water ice I want, but no one can buy it if I don't put it out for sale, if they don't know it. I can make it. I can pack my freezer with it. I can eat it. I can talk about it. But if I never offer it for sale, no one can buy it.
Yeah. True. We got the Diane.
My name is Diane. What is it about Diane? Cheryl, what's going on with your mother?
We'll come back.
Yeah,
right. Your question. Right. Yeah,
Diane. I'm teaching in about 5 years. I'm not sure about the next phase of my life. That's a decision. That's a decision. You already got like 3 or 4 things in your line. I see it. I see real estate, home daycare. I'm sorry, I just don't. I love kids, but I don't like kids like that. Real estate, home daycare. something with money. I feel like a financial plan and something. And so I see like 5 different things. Um, I hear 3 of them. 3 of them require more education, and you're not really too keen on that. Um, which one are you more passionate about? Because it feels like this child care is the one you're more passionate about. It almost feels like it's one of the things to where it's like, oh, okay, I can be a grandma at home and I can just take care of some kids, and it'll be fun.
Mm.
Leave little snotty nose kids.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I can't.
No, but it feels like it's 5. 3 of them are like possibilities but require more education. One of them is something that you're passionate about that you should start working on now before you retire, because it'll actually, the passion from that will give you the fuel to make it through those 5 years. The 5 years left. Hey, Gigi! Is that
You
Gigi
see
made it,
Gigi?
Gigi?
Gigi, the crochet queen?
Is that Gigi made it, Gigi? Is that the same Gigi?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I'm about to say I ran into her in another circle. Okay. If I'm doing what I'm called to do. I love crocheting, but I started a book on being an inspiration at the beginning of the year, and then I stopped. Should I leave the book alone completely? No. You have to get your story out. And part of that story helps you understand your purpose. There was 3 major things that you've been through that you'll help other women go through. And part of getting your book out helps you heal from some of that trauma. And it shows you your triumph in it. And then it gives you the inspiration to keep helping. The reason you stopped was because it was starting to feel too heavy on you. And you started to open up and relive some things that you had kind of buried really deep. I'm going to suggest, and it's going to sound crazy. I'm going to suggest finding someone you truly trust and having them look into shadow work with you so that you can have a place to kind of work through the pain of the things that you've gone through. And what happens is they call it shadow work because it's like the shadow is the scariest part. And when you expose that shadow and you face it, look at it, deal with it, and you basically integrate it back into you, you integrate not the pain, but the lesson. And then that way you can use it as a stepping stone and it doesn't block you from moving forward. Okay.
Well,
What's next?
deep.
Girl, you know you spread too thin. You taking on other people's mess. I'm sorry.
No, she too busy doing them large blankets.
She do that to relieve stress. And then she be
It's
sitting on the
large.
phone. She be sitting on the phone listening to folks whine and complain about absolutely nothing, taking in a mess while she crocheting these big old blankets. Girl, you better start telling folks if you ain't gonna face and fix it, get off my phone.
Wait, I forgot the disclaimer. Toy will tell you. Real deal. I forgot the disclaimer. She will tell you the real deal. I'm serious. Like, for real, for real. She said something about me on Instagram Live one time, and I was like, thank God there's like 4 people in here. Like, I swear you did. And I ain't know none of them people, so oh, thank God.
I'm sorry.
It was okay. But you did.
I be trying not to. I be trying to bite my tongue, but it hurts. I don't like it. And it's funny because I'm trying to move away from private readings. I love doing this. Private readings have become, I don't want to say mundane, but one of the things that Spirit is moving me towards is even asking people Is it, do you want information or do you want growth? And the position I'm being put in is to help people grow more than just have information. They should say, well, she right.
Well, so she don't know what Duda Brown is. What
That's
that means to her.
do the brown. That was so cute.
Who are
Uh,
you?
I'm gonna tell you honestly, I feel like it's, you are coming into an age where it's almost like you feel like you're getting free. Like, are you at the point where you starting to have an empty nest where them kids getting grown and you ain't worried about what they think of you and you can go out and be fast? Because it looked like you twerking and doing some booty pop. And now I'm just gonna tell you to feel into that feminine energy and own it, baby. Just keep playing. Just keep playing.
Okay, sure, Nita. Okay.
Oh wow. What is my blockage at the moment? In which area, Ashley? I ain't gonna even ask you that because it all comes around to you. You're being too hard on yourself. Um, you're suffering from perfection paralysis. Everything ain't gonna be perfect, and sometimes you just got to start doing some things. And okay, so this is what I see you as. I see you as a little kid with a report card with an A, like, and it's almost like you were, that gave you your identity. So you're afraid to fail. And there's no failure in trying. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Mm, all right.
I constantly get orders, asked to record programs and other stuff, but since I've been retired, I don't get much. So I'm busy taking care of my husband and grandkids. Why do things slack off? But since I've been retired, I don't get much. So I'm busy taking care of my kids, my husband, and my grandkids. Vivian, I want you to think about what you said while you was at work and you was retiring and what you said you wanted your life to look like when you retired. You said, I want to spend some time with my grandkids. I want to spend some time with my husband. This is what I want. Our thoughts become things. We create our reality. And so what has happened was you kind of got what you asked for.
Mm.
And then when you get busy with taking care of your husband and your grandkids, you really don't have time to even allow orders to come in. Now, what you can do is start making things and then putting them up for sale. But then you get hesitant about that because you really don't feel like you have the time. Then that's another thing with taking orders. You really don't feel like you have the time. So you have to figure out what kind of what you want it at. That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I just want to piggyback. You told me
Oh,
because I kind of sort of asked the same exact question. I kind of did, kind of sort of, but you told me that I needed to be consistent. That's number one. And then
mhm.
number two, I was scared that if my business starts going, like, am I able to fulfill my orders? And you said, Spirit told you that I will be able to continue my orders because it will come. Like, I'll finish one and then another one will come. I'll finish another one. And then those people, it's not like I have a time lot. So they don't mind waiting until I'm able to get it. So I forgot about that part until now, where it's like every time I turn around, like if I finish a blanket and I send it off, I'm getting like two more people asking orders. Then I finish another one, then I'm getting another like three, and I'm like, wow, I think that's what Talkie said. But I had to keep consistent. That was not happening until I was consistent. So once I did the work and pushed it out, something else came in. But if I did the work, pushed it out, and stopped and didn't complete it, that is where I wasn't getting any money, and my business wasn't going the right way. So yes, consistency was something that made everything keep going, and I'm still able to keep my orders because they understand it takes time. If I needed a rush order, they just pay the extra money. So it could definitely happen. And you told me that. And you told me that like 2 years ago.
Well, as another thing too, I think with Vivian, she also needs to go back and kind of, I don't want to say this to be a hindrance, but to be a help, but to check on the quality of the orders that she completed when she was getting a lot of orders. Because I feel like there was a few little nitpicky things. And it may not have been anything you did wrong, but just like people not getting what they expected. But it's almost like, I don't want to say the customer service part of it, the customer service part of it, where it's like, I don't think it feels like they didn't understand what they were getting, or they got what they wanted, but they didn't really want it afterwards. So it's almost like there's a little bit of a reputation there that you might need to clean up a little bit. And it just takes a conversation to fix it. And honestly, I think she already know who the conversation is with. I have been on my job for 18 years. I am underappreciated and I know my worth. Problem is, I know I'm called to do something much bigger, but going in circles or at a standstill on where I'm heading and how. Okay, Sherry. Because I'm trying to get the question out of that.
I am underappreciated and I know my worth. So maybe, what did she ask?
Because this is a follow-up question, right?
What she's doing now is she's very underappreciated. She's the worker who is there, who actually helps people, but it's always those who are actually helping people who don't get that recognition, and that's where she's at. Plus, they are like, it's like favoritism there at her job. So she's the one that's not being favoritized, and it's taking a toll on her health, her mind, her soul. So I guess what it is she wants to help people. So it's like, are you staying there or should she do something else?
She said, put up the next, she said it's 2 parts. Put up the next paragraph.
Sorry. Sorry. I apologize.
I'm like, okay.
That's because there were so many people who
So my question, I guess, will I remain there on a higher level or eventually be out doing my own thing? Okay. So what I hear is one of the reasons why one of the reasons why you're unappreciating, you're going through what you need to go through, is because it's been time for you to go. I feel a heavy pastoral calling. And in that, it feels as though, I'm not going to say you're quitting your job for a church or to start a church, but it feels like that may be something around your calling. I got given the title of women's pastor yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm like, okay. I was like, but it's like that was something that just like reminded me, and I'm like, okay. We get in positions where we get uncomfortable when we start ignoring what God has told us to do because it's uncomfortable. And so we end up in places where we'll get so uncomfortable until we either leave or we start working on what he wants to work on. I feel like one of your biggest issues with them taking advantage of you is because you have the time to give them. There is time where you can, I don't want to say slack off, but those who work hard work the hardest. The best workers do the most work. So it's almost like what you have to do is start focusing on what you were called to do. And when you focus on what you were called to do, that's when everything else starts to lighten up. And you're like, well, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. But one of the reasons you don't have the time and the energy is because you're spending it in the wrong place. It's just like saying, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. But if you're sowing into bad ground, what happens is you don't get fruit off your labor. You're not necessarily getting fruit off your labor. And so it's like you have to start to redirect your energy. And the Bible tells us to render unto Caesar what's due unto Caesar. So go give Caesar what Caesar get and get out. If you have to take your time at lunch, at break, to study, to pray, to meditate, to clear, to ground, you have to do that. You have to take your time before work to get yourself together. You have to do that because you can't keep giving out of an empty cup. And right now you're being taken advantage of, underappreciating everything else because you're giving out an empty cup. You can't even stand in your own power and say, y'all need to give me more money because you're too tired.
Oh.
You're tired and you're mad. And if you go in and fix for it, it's going to come off really, really wrong. And you're going to end up quitting because they're going to say something stupid to you. And you're just going to be like, F you and your job. And you're going to leave. And so you're not trying to do that. So you have to start focusing on what you need to focus on.
Wow.
We are in a heavy season of being pushed to what God has called us to do. And it's one of those things to where we all have to realize that every gift is important, just like every finger is important. Everything. The thumb is no less important than the pinky. So it doesn't matter how small or insignificant you think your gift is going to make room for you. One, like I said earlier, if there comes a time where we have to buy from relationship, your gift and who you are makes room for you. If you don't know what your gift is, it's time to really take some time and hone in on that because it's time to step up and be who God has called you to be. Okay. I'm serious about my crochet and it's kept me stable in this walk of my life, but seeking guidance in a successful career. It is a successful career. What do you want, baby? What do you want? Because it's like, action. You have made crochet a multi streams of income. It's not just making things. So it's like, and the thing about it is with crochet, even if crochet has sustained you, if that's what you really want to do, keep doing it. You just have to decide what else you want to do with it. Because I promise you, I couldn't see myself wearing a crochet bikini, but I see plenty of them get sold.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
We can't say what won't work until we try it. So stop telling yourself what ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Should I limit crafts I sell or keep offering everything?
Yeah, she all over. She has a lot of different things that she do. Very, very talented.
I see. She worked too, right?
I don't know. I think she did.
Everything has a season, and it feels like some seasons have ran out for some things, but they cycle around. So it's not like you should stop doing them, as opposed to just kind of pull back on what you keep a heavy stock of. Like I see almost like excuse me, craft fairs and like garage sales. But I see a table with a lot of different stuff on it, but like a little here and a little there and a little there and a little there. So it's like you offer stuff for seasons, for seasons. But in the way I hear it is don't think it odd that you're making blankets in the summer. Like you may be taking orders for blankets in the summer as opposed to making blankets in the winter. Because in the winter, it feels like you'll be making body scrubs and sugar scrubs and stuff like that. I don't know, baby. Okay. She said, yes, I'm an engineer. Okay. What is in store for me for the rest of 2020 business and health? I'm trying to hear what I'm hearing. I don't know what I'm hearing. I feel like there's some reconciliation that you need to do. There was a relationship that's really close to you that is hindering your growth in your business, as well as your health. And it doesn't feel like it was one of those superficial ones. It feels like it was someone you were truly connected to, and things didn't end well. And it was nobody's fault. It was it felt like it was a disagreement over something stupid. Like it feels goofy, but it feels like it was something that shouldn't have ended the relationship. But whatever it is it's holding you back in both your health and your business. I'm sorry, y'all. My head's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I see.
I'm unsure if I should continue with crocheting. Of course, you crochet. You crochet in the dark. You crochet in the dark. You crochet in the morning. You crochet in the evening.
Everywhere.
No, yeah, generally, yeah. Crocheting is something that for all of us, it serves a bigger purpose than just income or something that is a tangible item. It's more of a stress relief. It's more of a, like, even now I find myself actually meditating while I'm crocheting, especially if I get a pattern that's just like a simple stitch and I'm just doing a simple stitch. It actually allows you to kind of veg out and just kind of release and relax. And for you, what I'm seeing happen is almost like it looks like it detoxifies your system. Like it just really just kind of like let everything kind of flow down. And honestly, you're not doing it enough.
Mm.
So, and if maybe your focus is wrong, maybe your focus is about trying to make money as opposed to just doing it out of the love of crocheting.
Interesting.
So Cheryl says mom is deceased.
Diane.
Right. Hmm. Y'all and y'all ancestors, they need to leave me. So I had one girl whose father came through and he was showing me butts. Like I could see on our windowsill where it looked like somebody had put a cigarette out of the window. And I was trying to interread it and I kept saying, is there anything else? Is there anything else? And I usually be like, okay, well, we're good. Is there anything you need? Are you good? And then we just kind of end. And so I kept asking her, and I'm like, I don't know why I keep asking you this because I don't have anything else. And I looked over to the windowsill and it was on my right. And all I saw was looked like somebody had put butts out on the windowsill. Nobody in my house smokes. So that was something that wouldn't happen. It was her father coming through. And we talked about that. And I was just like, and now when I see her, we kind of joke about it. But
wow.
It's weird to me how that happened. So like when I kept hearing Diane, so I guess my question would be, is that what she calls you? Because it was something with your mother. And I could feel when You said your middle name was Diane. I could feel a tightness in my chest. And if she was alive, I didn't want to say she was deceased. Does that make sense? Because with everything going on, if folks is still holding on, kicking, I don't want to be like, "Am I dead?" And you're like, "No, she's alive. She's gonna die."
Yeah.
So, mommy's deceased. That's one of the reasons. I'm just explaining to y'all why I didn't just kind of like go through with it when I asked the first time.
Yeah.
Because spirit will come through to me like and it'll be some of the weirdest things. So I feel the heaviness in my chest. And now I see a little girl skipping. And I hear "Take me out to the ball game." Cheryl, are you still here? Let's see if she's still here and come back to that. I feel like it's really just we're at 1 hour 45 minutes and 26 seconds, just in case she's not here. Okay, she said mom used to crochet. Okay. So it definitely is about balls. It's about balls of yarn, baby. I don't know. But she said, okay, she's there. I didn't want to keep going if you weren't here. And I'm trying not to get distracted by this. What is it with baseball? Was it something with your father in baseball? Because all I keep hearing is "Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd." She said you always like to be the center of attention. And she's telling me like my baby was always so pretty.
No.
It feels like she was one to always give you like backhanded compliments. Like, yeah, you're cute, but, or you're smart, but, and it's, she wants you to know that she loves you and she believes in you, and that there was nothing that you did that made her ashamed of who you are.
Hmm.
It feels like there was something that she made for you that you still have. And when you, it feels like a dishcloth or something, but she like, when you use it, it makes me know that you miss me.
Hmm.
And I miss my baby too.
No. She said they both her parents watch baseball.
Okay. So
Maybe they loved baseball. So it's not a lot of questions left. So I
okay.
guess we could go into there. But these are like repeats. Well, not repeats, but people who asked questions already. I guess they're gonna ask like a second part. Um, but I'll go to Shalita next, and then I have a question.
Okay. Been through a lot in my life, and I know my future is greater than my past. Shalita, it's time for you to stand in your power. Um, it's time for you to stand in your power, and part of that is actually getting back to who you are. Let's see, where does that go? Okay, so I hate being salesy because I'm not a salesperson. And I was telling Shanna that I was going to talk about my new program, the program that I've been given to work on. So what I'm about to roll out is called the 60-day shift. And what it is to help you get back into alignment with who you are and to be able to speak your truth and stand in your power. And what it is a 60-day program to where We work together to get you back into alignment with who you are and who God has called you to be, so that you can go on and live your life after all of this mess and turmoil that has been going on. I would love to have you if you're interested. I'm not going to start rolling it out until probably like the middle of September. So if you want to follow me on Facebook or Instagram, there'll be more information there. But a lot of that is basically just taking back your power and standing in your truth. The thing about 2020, 2020 has been the year of clear vision. We have seen the truth of a lot of people. We have seen um, who people truly are, what they will do and what they not do. And it makes it kind of hard for those of us who have open hearts and who love people and who feel as though we've lost things or don't know what to do or where to go. So it's like we have to get back to who we are in the truth of who we are so that we can be successful for ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your question, lady?
So, right, like, I am so blessed. I am really happy. Things are going really great in my life. You did say certain things and I'm like, okay, all right, so she crazy. But it came to light, and when it came to light, I was able to, move on. My question is, now that my business is successful, will I be able, like, I don't know, how can I explain this? Will I be able to maintain that and have a living without having to, like, have a second or third job or something like that? Because I believe with this pandemic and everything, there's a lot of things. The cost of living is going to be really high, and it's just going to be so many things that I feel like I don't want to live check to check, or I don't want to have to keep busting my behind. Yes, the business is going great, but it's not like I can say I'm going on vacation right now, because it's still things that I need to take care of. So, will I be not just financially stable, but happy and able to, like, do what I've always wanted to do and be free?
Let's expand your capacity. It's one of those things where you hold on. We have to expand your capacity to receive. Like what you asked for was consistency. And you got consistency. You got consistent money, you got consistent orders, you got a consistent flow. But you got a consistent flow of things you have to touch. See, I know for me, I can't do read. I can't do if I charge, let's say, if I charge $65 a reading, I can't do 10 readings a day. I may not even do 10 readings a week
Mm,
because physically I can't do it.
wow. Yeah.
So one of the things for you that's going on, I don't know if you want me to say this publicly or not. It's nothing personal. It's business. It's business.
Yeah, that's fine.
So one of the things that it may be time for you to do is to start recording courses and selling courses so that you have a stream of income that you don't have to
I'm
touch.
giving it out for free. I am. I'm giving it. I do this and give it out for free.
You can do some for free. I'm doing this for free. I'm doing this for free. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for, money. I'm not even selling readings right now. But if I'm gonna have a course and I'm gonna work with people and I'm gonna help you get to where you are, I'm going to sell that. I can give you a sample in Sam's Club for free, but you got to go buy the whole box.
Right.
So part of that, and then this is your expanding your capacity to receive. You're giving it for free. It's valuable.
Right. You're right. I just thought that me giving I will receive blessings, and I do receive blessings. I just get caught up with, will this be something that right now, like I said, I'm comfortable. I'm good, but I want to be more than good. I want to be able to leave with my kids being good, and as of right now, it's not there yet. But I
And
can get there.
right, but right now what you're doing is you're giving away a moneymaker. Even if you had these lives and if you had a Friday night hangout, a crochet and chat, and you brought somebody in and you charge $10, $15, most of, whichever way it is on your screen, good people will still pay you. You've done your footwork. That's why I said we have to expand your capacity to receive, because it's not about people not being willing to pay you. It's about you being willing to accept it. It's not saying don't ever do another free course or don't ever do another free class. But why are you giving away your zone of genius for free?
So I'm gonna explain that. Toy, I've been through a lot, homeless and everything, and it was so many things that I needed to get to and I couldn't, or it was so many things that I needed and I just couldn't afford. So I know there's so many people out there that are in that same position. Why don't I help them and give them a way? I can't make their business pop. They have to do that. But if I'm giving them some tools, they can create their own business and do what they need to do.
So if one woman came to you and said, hey, look, I've been through this. I need some help. I'm working on this. Can I have a scholarship to your course? I really was looking at your course. Or you have people who watch it, take your information, resell it.
I think somebody is doing that. I really do.
I don't know who. It just came out.
Yeah, somebody is doing that.
You can get mad at it, but is it fair? Or how many people are watching it and not using it? People are more apt to do with it when they invest in it. You can be homeless and find every excuse you can not to make it, and all you got is $5 and a hook. You can go get 2 skeins of yarn, make a blanket, and sell it, and make something out of that $5. So I say this to say, those who need you, you still have the opportunity to give, but you don't have to give it away to everybody for free. There are people sitting around here that they made millions of dollars, still making millions of dollars. And guess what? They still eating off of free stuff. They're going to food pantries and everything else. Whereas you're sitting here and you're saying, I'm comfortable, but I would like to live life a little bit better. And so when you say to God, I want to live life a little bit better. I want to take my boy somewhere. I want to do something. I want to buy a new car. And he said, okay, we're giving away your stuff for free.
There's gonna be a lot of people and be like, why she had to tell her that?
Somebody said I would pay. We can order $10 to $50. We waste that weekly or daily. I would pay. Your time is valuable.
It is. And I do spend a lot of time. A lot of time. I do.
And if you keep giving away things of value for nothing, people will think it has no value.
I didn't think about it that way. I didn't think about it that way. Thank you.
There's been a time where I was doing so many free readings online where people thought that they could just keep hopping in my inbox for free.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude. Then when you say I can't help you right now, or here's the link to pay, they don't want to pay. But then you see them spending $100, $200 with other people, and you're like, that was only $40 I asked for it. And you don't want to pay, but you want to use me, and my information will change your life. That skirt you just bought ain't even cute on you. Yeah, so it's not you're not cheating anyone, and you have to take that out. And you're not their God. And if God puts them in your path for you to help them, then that's your choice if you choose to. Because I promise you, if you say no or you can't, then what happens is God gives them another ram in the bush. You ain't always got to be the ram.
Right. Hmm.
She said, what is for me the rest of the year? Thinking about starting preschool. You got to make some decisions. You got too many irons in the fire, and it's like you're all over the place. So you have to figure out what you want to do. Either you want to open up and sell what you got, but starting something new is just putting more irons in the fire.
Yeah. So, how many more you want to do, and then we could wrap it up. It's up to you.
I'm gonna say, well, you're at 2 hours. Do we have anybody else who has? She said that way you don't have to keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. I agree with courses. Do we have anybody who has not asked a question?
That's what I'm looking for. Nope. Everybody. Oh, yep. We have one.
Okay.
Yep.
What is my purpose of like for the rest? I want to work with my guy. Shanita, you know what your purpose is. A lot of times when we ask for our purpose and what our life looks like for the rest, is a lot of fear and being judged. Hold on. There are some people that you know you need to release and you don't want to release, but it's time to let them go. It's almost like they've been living rent free for too long. And after that, that's when you're going to start to get more layers of what your purpose is. And I'm going to say this for everybody. God's purpose for your life can change, it can expand, it can decrease, but it's all up to you. Don't get so stuck on, I got to live in God's purpose or it has to be perfect. You need to do something. And as you do something, it's almost like walking down a dark path. It'll get revealed to you a little more and a little more and a little more. We get so caught up on making sure we're in God's plan and purpose that we get paralyzed and don't do anything.
Yeah. There's a Stacy. I don't think you. Yeah, you didn't read Stacy.
How do I go from gift giver to successful business? Offer it for sale. Put a part on.
How do I go from gift giver to? Yeah. Well, that was simple.
I mean, that goes back to kind of where we started. You know, people can't buy it if they don't know it's for sale. And I see you doing a lot of what I do. When people be like, well, how much did that cost? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to tell you. There's this crochet business coach that I know that'll teach you on how to price your items fairly. And it'll teach you how to stop cheating yourself. I'm not sure how much her individual one-on-one sessions cost, but she...
I do. So I do have pre-recorded videos already. I do, and it teaches how to graph. I have an ebook, and I added them into the ebook. So the only way you can get to it is if you buy the ebook. And what I do is I change it around so that I change the codes around so that if anyone tries to take it or give it to someone else, I can see that someone on there. So I was trying to see if I can build around that, but I'm also trying to do so many other things, but I need the help and I need I need money to put into stuff like that. And
how many days a week are you on live here?
Am I on live?
How many lives you do a week?
Oh,
well, $10
I've been doing it every day.
If you did for like, I'll say it this way. Let's say you did a membership, and for $40 a month, they get access to, let's say, some courses, and maybe like exclusive lives like this where they get to ask questions or gain knowledge, yada yada yada. Then $40 a month, if you had 10 people, that's $400 a month.
And then in the back of my head, I'm saying, $40 is too much. I don't know if I would even pay. Like, I always second guess myself with stuff like that. Like,
Expanding your capacity to receive. Because you've been on for 2 hours. If you was crocheting a blanket and it took you 2 hours, you was gonna charge more than $40 to make it.
mm-hmm.
And you just spent time that you can never get back.
Yeah.
Why are you not worth it?
I believe I'm worth it. I definitely believe I'm worth it. I just wanted to give back because I feel like I have knowledge that can help those that can expand. I guess I wasn't I'm thinking my payment is the blessings that I have. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, they should say, girl, $40 a month is too much. I would pay that. So I think she's saying,
oh, so you're saying $40 is too much? It's not too much.
She said, I would pay that, right?
Man.
That's why you have to expand your capacity to receive. Because there's a platform you can do that on. You can do it on Patreon, and you can have it to where you don't even see you know how much folks spend on yarn a week and don't use it and don't make nothing out of it, and then be sitting in their stanky dog, cat, smoky house, and I'm gonna say it this way: how many people are offering what you offer?
That's what I was looking at. No one is teaching what I do. No one.
So you can keep giving it away for free, or let these folks stand out here and have these jacked up patterns and look crazy, and they come to you talking about, hey, can you help me fix this? Do you know how many people I got that call themselves my friend that'll go pay somebody else for a reading and then come to me and ask me to check it? They said so and so. If you trusted them to give you that money, then guess what? You need to trust what they said.
What? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep. Or Lakeisha said, or you can start it lower and build it up. I pay for memberships now. You don't know what people are paying for.
You pay for memberships now. Oh my God, that just stabs me in the heart, though.
We can't limit ourselves. Okay, you have to decide what you want, because you can help as many people as you want to help, but the first person you got to help is yourself, and then you got Idris and Eli.
Yeah, I do.
And we got one in college.
Yeah, he is. He just left today. Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to send him a pair of tennis shoes. It would be nice to get him off campus into an apartment where we feel like he's safe.
That's what we wanted to do, but because I don't think that is a great idea for him to be in that dorm right now.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a great idea for him to be in the dorm, and that was the reason how I got affected in March. Those college kids. So, yeah, it hurt me to my core to see him leave to go back. But this is last year. I can't tell him to take off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dang, and I know it's going to be a second wave, and I know it's going to come back. So it bothers me. It bothers me that he's going back to the same place that got us where we were at.
But does it bother you to be able to go to that same place and make some money? If you was to go there and you were to sell reusable sanitary napkins, or you was to be able to show them how to use these items and to keep themselves safe, would it bother you to make reusable masks or fashionable masks that they can wear and use? Would it bother you to teach these young girls how to do a craft that can support them without twerking or selling their body?
Well, dang, since you putting it that way. Dang.
because you want to help people. But the thing about it is, you can help people and help yourself at the same time. The Bible says that our gift will make room for us, even if it's room to sit among great men. The gift of crocheting has given everybody the opportunity to sit at this table with both of us right now to have this conversation. And this conversation isn't exclusive to you, because the same ideas we throwing around, they have the opportunity to do them too.
Mm-hmm.
There are 7.6 billion people on this earth. So
Right.
if you want to help 10 or 20 people, that's fine. But you don't have to help everybody. There are women that I learned to crochet from on YouTube that hopefully they have gotten monetized and they're earning some money from it. If you're going to do it, that's fine. But when you're going to help, get to the position where you can help. People who truly need help, will ask for it. Hey sis, listen, I want to learn how to crochet or something. Can I get some help? Can I get some help? And then at that point, you say, I can teach you how to fish. I'm not going to give you fish, but I can teach you how to fish. So here's a scholarship to my course that I'm teaching next month on the beginnings of the basics of crocheting. And honestly, you can do a membership. You can teach one or two things a month. And out of the one or two things a month, you can throw in some written lessons. You can put anything in there that you want.
I have so many things that I had wanted to do, but I keep throwing out this free stuff. Like I'm teaching them how to do Tunisian crochet and how to do hats and the round, and it excites me when I see them posting it and saying my motto P2P, which is practice to perfection. And I see this all over. Some tag, some don't. And I see it all over social media, Instagram, Facebook, and I get excited about it. Then you see people saying the same thing, but offering it for their self and trying to charge. And when I didn't see it for myself. Someone sent me an inbox of it, a screenshot, and it was like my heart stopped because the person who's doing it was someone who kept asking me questions all the time. So I'm like, whoa.
And then if you confront them, they're gonna hide. If you confront them and you say, listen, I understand I helped you out and now you're selling my information to make money. And is one of them things to where it's like it's wrong, but they didn't even bother to pay you for it. But whose fault is that though?
And the thing is, it's my fault because I did confront her and I did say something to her, but her thing was, you taught us to do this. And she's right.
I can't get mad at you for being a millionaire. That's just like Ingrid. Ingrid, like, you told me what to do. And Ingrid will get on my butt and say, how is it that you helped me build my business and you ain't did this and you ain't did that? I love to see how successful y'all are. I do. And I understand where I went through in life and everything else, and it's been hard. But I'm proud. But at the same time, and it's crazy because some information you got from me on free questions, some information you got from me on paid readings, but at the same time, there was times where I could help and I could charge. My readings have went anywhere from being pay what you can all the way up to $250.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because I don't even feel like I could charge $250 right now. Not because it's not worth it, and not because I'm not worth it, but because I don't feel like I'm not in a place to receive that.
That makes a lot of sense. Just makes a lot of sense.
Right now, for you, we have to expand your capacity to receive. So yes, even if you have to start at $20 a month, and you better not go less than 20.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, you got people that are Even
And Lakeisha is just, she's mind blowing to me because she is so freaking creative. So the fact that she follows me is like, to me, I'm like, wow, because she's so creative. And I feel like she knows everything in my head. I feel like she knows everything already. But wow.
and the thing about it too is you have to remember, like a lot of us little black girls, we didn't pay to belong to clubs like Jack and Jill or even Girl Scouts or, different things. So the thing about it is it's one of them things to where we didn't grow up necessarily seeing our parents pay, tuition for us to be in different items. So when we get to a point where we say, I I want someone to pay me for something, or for a service, is hard because we're not used to doing it.
Mm,
It's not our normal.
mm-hmm.
My granddaughter, her mother got her in tap and ballet, $55 a month.
Mm,
But that's once a week. But that's what 12. That ain't even $12 a week. I spent
mm,
Happy Meals.
yeah.
And one of the reasons why we don't feel like we can receive that because we won't pay it. I have paid coaches thousands of dollars to teach me how to sell.
Mm,
And I still don't sell well. You saw my offer, right? Look, I got this course that's coming out. If y'all want to come play with me,
yeah.
whereas, and it's like it's not that I don't feel like it's worth it, and it's not that I don't feel like I'm worthy. I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of anyone because I've been taken advantage of.
That's the exactly, Toy.
But
Exactly.
but that's what validates you. I have paid people thousands of dollars to try to make me into a mini them and not do anything but damage me. You're out here changing lives. And what you're doing is you're enhancing people and you're giving them an opportunity to be stronger and do for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of it, you're getting taken advantage of again.
I didn't even think about it like that. Mm, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, you're right.
So it's time. It's time. It's
It
time to
is.
help you organize things to put in and when to release it and yada yada yada. I have a few friends who have some courses up and some platforms and yada yada yada. And I may be able to show you some business groups that might be able to kind of direct you on where, but it's time. Because one of the things about, like I told you, I crochet for those I love because my hands hurt.
Right.
Ingrid was like, you need to put on some gloves and get this and that. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this because I love it and I enjoy it.
Yeah. And you're good at it.
Thank you. I try. I taught myself how to crochet watching YouTube videos.
You're good at it.
I listen, my Graphghans, I just follow patterns. I'm working on a shawl for my niece right now. And it's boring because it's all double crochet.
Oh yeah. That's why I love Graphghans because it's like a puzzle and it comes to life. I get so excited with it. It's just crazy how exciting I get doing graphs and creating something that someone had in their head and I create it and put it into a graph and see them making it. I get so excited and I have the love. Like I actually can feel it. I can feel what they are asking for. I can feel it. It's weird, but I can. I can feel it.
It's like me hearing dead people.
Oh yeah, then well, yeah.
It's not
I
real.
think remember I told you a couple of months ago for the first time I could have sworn I heard a voice and it was I believe like my guardian angel.
Mhm.
I think I had said that to you and I heard the name Sarah. And I'm like, I have a guardian angel named Sarah. I didn't know what I didn't know. I have no idea. It just out of the blue came out, and I'm like, what is going on? But then ever since then, it's like little things that come up every now and then. Like I smell cigarettes. Like somebody sitting next to me smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling my mom, like, nobody is around me smoking cigarettes. We don't even smoke in here. Why do I keep
Mm-hmm.
smelling cigarettes? And it gets so strong that sometimes I have an asthma attack. How is that even possible? And my mom was like, maybe your grandpa is around you or something like that. And I'm like, wow, I don't know. But
It's
it's certain things that is weird.
yeah. Did I ever tell you about the sisters? When
No.
it was a few years ago, and I was in Ohio, in my apartment in Ohio, and I kept smelling cigarette smoke. And I kept smelling, and I'm like, what is this smell? And then I started seeing these dirty boots, and I could smell stinky feet. And so I had a reading with one girl, and it came up during the reading, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I smell cigarettes, and I keep smelling these stinky feet. They're going through my house, and yada, yada, yada. And she's like, oh, that's my stepfather. And so we talked about it, whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, it's over with. Go away. So a couple weeks later, another girl booked, and I started smelling it. And I'm like, what is this? Because the thing about it is almost like when somebody books with me, I will start, it's almost like if they're thinking about it and it's going to happen, it's almost like I get like, it's almost like permission to connect. And so stuff started happening around me. So I start smelling it again. I'm like, dude, I just talked to your daughter. Why are you here? Like, what is this about? And so I started seeing railroad tracks and
Mm.
those books. The girl who had booked with me was the girl's half sister. I didn't even know until I'm like, look, I had this come up in a reading before, and now it's coming again. She was like, yeah, that was my sister.
What? What? Crazy.
So when that happens, when you start smelling things, um, like if you can, like kind of quiet yourself and like kind of feel into what's going on around you. You know what I mean? And even if you close your eyes, see if you see something. And you know, if you feel a feeling, don't be afraid. No one's gonna come and sit on your lap.
No, no, no. No, I actually learned how to embrace it, and you don't understand what I went through the last couple of months and stuff like that. So yeah, I learned how to embrace that. I'm just learning how to meditate. I'm just learning how to like be in my peaceful zone. And because of that, like I wouldn't be able to function right now telling you that without screaming, saying I smell cigarettes.
You're
So
gonna be
I'm
like,
actually in a
what is
comfortable
going
space.
on around here?
Yeah. I'm
Crazy.
comfortable now. I'm good. I'm good because nothing bad happens. All good things happen. It's like even if I do have a guardian angel named Sarah, I'm telling you, someone put black magic on me. 4 people told me. 4 people, but it never touched me. It actually
Because
went back to him.
you don't
I
believe it.
don't. I
And that's the
don't.
thing that I have to tell people. They be like, they put a curse on me, and I'm like, it only works if you believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Like, and 4 different people told me about it, and I'm like, okay,
Then they offer
okay.
you something to try to get it off of you. You need to go see so and so, and you try
No,
to been doing it.
I'm good. I'm actually better. I'm better than I was before. So,
I'll be
nothing
like,
but great things happen.
you know,
Nothing.
they want it. Like they get what? Oh, okay, that's fine. They can forget it. Nobody on all that. I can't stand it. I mean, people be like, you know, evil spirits or, you know, magic, and I'm like, it only has the power to give it. If and honestly, if we create our own destiny and our thoughts become things, it can only get in if we allow it to get in. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
it. So since I don't want it to become a thing, what I do is I exit out, I throw it away. I don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think that's it. Glossy Scorpio. She had wanted one, but she didn't put anything.
Can I get a conception? Do you know Glossy Scorpio?
I don't.
I don't know Glossy Scorpio either.
I don't. But she didn't put anything at all whatsoever. But I just want to thank you. I appreciate you. I would always like say I would love for Toy to, because your spirit is just so cool and great. And not necessarily for a reading, but to talk to you, period. Just to talk is just amazing because you give like advice and things that no one else would think. Because that was not what you told me was in a reading. That was a girl, get your stuff together. Get yourself together. That you don't need a reading for. That's what I love about you because you gave me some stuff that I should have known, had common sense to know, but I was hiding it. I'm in denial a lot because I get nervous and I get scared and then I do a pause. So I got over one hump. So now that I'm here, I need to get over another one and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. Watch, I'm going to be so successful that I'm going to just go and I'm going to pay for you to come to my mansion. I swear to you, I'm going to be very successful.
Listen,
I'm going to have a lot of money.
I know. I am too. You know what? Excuse me. This year, I remember waking up one day and I said, I'm tired of people giving me all these words and these readings of how rich I'm supposed to be. And I'm not. I said, this year, I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine. I said, I don't know what it is. If God has said it and he destined it for your life, all you got to do is go pick it up. So what do I need to do? And that has been a really big eye-opener for me. And it's hard because everybody don't go with you. That's the hard part.
Yep. That's the hard part. The hard part.
Thank you for having me. Like, I appreciate it. And I'm always game to come hang out and chit chat and all the other stuff. And it's crazy because my readings per se is usually really heavy with correction. It's almost like I do correction and babies. And leave me alone with relationships because I know your dog.
So I'm gonna put when we finish, right? I need you to give me your email address and if you have a Cash App or whatever, because I'm putting that all in the description. I meant to ask you that during the 14 minutes that you was coming home. That's what I wanted to ask you for, so I could put it all in there for you, just in case you guys wanted to donate to her for her time and her great advice. That would be awesome, and I will put that in there for you guys. This video is not going to be published until tomorrow, so I'm going to remind you. I'm going to put it up now, but if you want, you can say it now. That way, I can put it in the comments.
I am Toy Huff at everything. Toy Huff _@ IG is what my name is there. But I'm Toy Huff on Cash App. I'm Toy Huff at Venmo. I'm Toy Huff. I'm PayPal. I'm PayPal.me. I'm at Toy Huff. Everything is Toy Huff.
Like, okay, everything Toy Huff.
Together, I'm going to I'll tell you about that offline. My website is toyhuff.com. Like, I'm just Toy Huff. And I got to get my website. It's crazy. You are so welcome. Everyone is so welcome. I honor being used, and it is something I don't take lightly. I don't take lightly because it's one of the things to where everybody is God's people, and I'm not gonna play with God's people. That ain't, if I ain't gonna fool with you, I ain't gonna fool with you, but I ain't gonna play with you.
Exactly. I really do appreciate you. I really do. Love you. But I'm definitely going to take your advice because the other advice that you gave me, baby, it worked. Okay? Because I was never like this before. I told them, I think it was one Mentor Monday that I did. I was telling them that I just wanted to get my hair done a lot of times and couldn't afford it. I just couldn't afford it. But now, if I want my hair done, I go get my hair done. If I want to go get my hair, nails and everything done, I just helped my sister with her, with my niece's birthday. I was able to just do it and don't ask for nothing back. Like it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to do it. But again, I'm moving. Do I have thousands of dollars? No, but I'm comfortable. I'm moving, not around the corner. I'm moving an hour and a half away. And because now that my son had to unexpectedly go back to school, now I got to hire a moving company. Now I got to hire all of these people. So I have to take the expense of all of that.
But
And it's hard.
but that was also another way of God showing you how you can be served. Because you would not have paid for that service. You would have tried to do it. You and the boys would have been trying to carry back boxes on your back. And then you
I
would have
didn't
been.
think about that.
This is another way of God showing you how you can be served. And the money's
I didn't
going
even
to
think
come.
about that.
The money will come.
That I know.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you remove the idea that you have to work for it and just allow it to come, it's going to come. Patterns are easy. You don't have to tediously work on them, but you still work on them.
I do.
In your eyes, your back, sitting there and trying to work on them, make sure they right.
I do.
Double checking.
I do.
If they right or not as people crochet them.
I do.
People coming back with BS because they made a mistake in the stitching and you feel bad.
I do. Because I put a lot of pride and love in what I do. And like I said, I feel it. So I can feel if somebody's giving this gift to someone, I can feel it.
But
and so I want it to be right.
And you have to feel that you have to understand and know that you are right. And you got a pure heart and you're doing it for the right reason. And release some of that. Baby, you ain't got to live in all that guilt. And you're not overcharging people. You're over serving and undercharging. So you can't keep hoping for everybody else to get treated fair and you ain't doing it for yourself.
You're right.
All right, I love you. I'm fussing at myself now. I got to get my life.
All right.
Y'all get checked in this one.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I am not coming on again until Sunday. So don't. I did this whole week. I'm not doing it again until Sunday when I do the class. And then after that, I don't even think I'm coming back on for like a whole week. I'm just going to be away from here.
She's going to be setting up her membership. So she's going to take a week off.
I am.
And she's going to be setting up her membership next week so that it'll be ready for maybe mid-September. And she'll be able to start selling and y'all can be able to enroll by like maybe September 15th or so. Because she still has to pack and move.
Yeah, I got to move Saturday. So yeah. Next Saturday, I got to get out of here.
I say, wouldn't it be nice if you had that already set up and you had money rolling in already from, yeah. Mm-hmm. Love you.
Okay. All right.
No